first time I ever sat in a Hummer belonged to this really crazy, crazy friend of mine who in fact gave me the nickname Cartiology, which I use now, Cartiology Films. He was the owner of Nyla magazine, and he did an interview on me, and he called my entire work process Cartiology. That's where it comes from. And funny and ironically enough, the three-letter car, C-A-R, car, is my last name, and I love cars, so I guess it was meant to be. But anyway, the owner of that Hummer, this 25-year-old kid that I knew, he gave me my first experience with sitting in a Hummer. It was his dad's. They owned a magazine together, and by crazy, I mean really, he did really some crazy ass stuff. Well, I was shooting a couple of music videos for pretty well-known, famous guys, and he sat us in his Hummer, drove to Compton, I'm kid you not, in the Hummer, and then he rolled his windows down and started yelling a bunch of nonsense stuff to all the gangs and things, and then he would floor the car, and we would fly away, and we would just scare the hell out of us. And we a couple of times we had gangs following us, funny enough, but it was one of those crazy things. And you know, it was a fun car, amazing car for us in 2006 or 7 and whatnot, when this second Hummer H2 came. We were you know, loving it. It was awesome, super high, could do all the fun stuff that we wanted, could go fast, we could look cool in the city and things like that. Funny thing, we never went off-roading with a car that was meant to be off-roading, which is when Vince, the owner of this car, approached me about representing his car. He said, you know, let's go downtown and get some cool shots of it. I'm like, no. This is an off-road car, and I'm gonna go off-road with it. I'm gonna take it out, I'm gonna go out in the mountains, I'm gonna go out in the dirt roads and see what it's about. I went online, I saw some cool videos on it, and saw some guys out in different terrain doing some off-roading, which is kind of fun. So we came out here to El Tejon, out in the mountain deserts around here. We were up on those hills, we did some photographs, and also we did some off-roading with my guys, some droning. It was fun stuff. Here I have 2008 H2 Hummer. I think it has 138,000 miles on it, roughly. Sorry, 130,000 miles on it. Super well kept, as usual, with Vince, who was also the owner of the BMW 840 Ci, which I represented about 2 months ago. He's super well careful with his cars. He always maintains them on time. He always takes care of them, services them on time, and he just loves these cars and he babies them. So he called me and said, you know, I need to thin out some of my collection because I got to make room for some new cars. My kids have grown up, and we need to get them some more brand new daily driver city cars, such as Teslas, Toyotas, and whatnot, SLKs. This is a little too big. My son is only 17, 18. I can't have him drive this every day. So, and you know, we don't have enough room in the garage. So can you see if we can get this out to a good new home, which was a pleasure and honor. And that was actually the first time I got the chance to drive a Hummer H2. Before this, as I said, this is my friend, he gave me a ride in the car. So anyway, I wanted to give you guys a heads up about this beautiful machine coming up. Amazing, well kept, 130,000 miles, always serviced, always maintained. The tires are all brand new, all good. And it should be a fun way of seeing this going to the next home. And I'll see you guys on the next one.